Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. I have two rye whiskeys, both at 90 proof and both with no age statement. One is listed on a website. It is Jim Beam Rye. If you look on the Jim Beam website, they list it there. Don't give a mash bill. They just say it's 90 proof and they talk about how great it is. They say it's a pre-prohibition style. They don't really explain what that means, but anyway, it says aged in new charred oak, white oak barrels. Well, if it's going to be a rye whiskey, it has to be aged in new charred oak barrels. So that's kind of a meaningless thing. But Claremont in Frankfort, Kentucky. We take our whiskey seriously. I believe that. I think they do, since that's their business. And they do some other things. They don't just do whiskey, all right. But they that's their main thing, whiskey. But we know it's at least 51% rye. That's what we know. Beyond that, we don't know anything, really. It's 90 proof. We know it was introduced in 2015 because I checked some trademark information. They don't say on their website. I just checked. It was first used in commerce in 2015. But that's really not accurate either, because there was a Jim Beam Rye probably back to the 1800s. All right, there's always been a Jim Beam Rye basically, but it was an 80 proof and it had a yellow label, and they wanted to make it a higher proof. I guess that's pre-prohibition style and so forth. So if you see the 80 proof yellow label, that'll be something to find, because it's been off the market for 7 years. If I see it, I will definitely buy it. I mean, if the price is reasonable, which I would assume it would be. But anyway, this is the 90 proof green label, the newer bottle. There was an earlier bottle design, cylindrical, skinnier bottle. All right. $17.49, $17.49 at Total Wine and More, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Here's the competitor from our royal neighbor to the north with their restrictive visitation policies. Hunter Rye. You say, well, that's an ancient age bottle. That's a McAfee's Old Number 8 bottle. That's a Jethro T. Boots bottle. Yeah. It's the same bottle that they use for like 50 different products. It's the standard Buffalo Trace bottle, okay? Or one of the standard Buffalo Trace bottles, okay? I don't know when this hit the market. I know when. Now, it says in the little bullet, like the bottom of a bullet here, it says Canadian Hunter 90, 750 milliliters. So this is definitely part of the Canadian Hunter series, because it's got the same guy with the Huskies and the rifle, hunting rifle in the Canadian Great White North. But it doesn't call itself Canadian Hunter Rye. It's just called Hunter Rye. All right. But, it's obviously Canadian Hunter Rye. Harpo Marxist says, I love it. Okay. Now, well, we do know some things. We know this is bottled. It's produced in Canada either at the Sazerac's Montreal, Quebec, Canada distillery, or it could be contract produced, because a lot of these companies do trading, contracting, sharing, and all of that. And then we know it's Sazerac, because it's Sazerac.com. It says Sazerac.com. There's no website listing. Sorry. I mean, they talk about it on Total Wine and More. They got a sell sheet. They got it from the distillery. They don't write this stuff themselves. I can buy this in New Orleans. There's only one little problem. I can only get the 100 milliliter bottle. I asked the guy at Broadway Liquors in New Orleans. I said, well, can you get a bigger bottle? No. I said, okay. That's the way he said it. No. I said, okay. So I don't think it's sold anywhere right now. So I say, oh, I'm not going to go on some great expedition for Hunter Rye. Okay. We were in last year. I wanted to go to the new Texas Rangers Stadium. So I went to this liquor store just southeast of the stadium in walking distance, really. It's called Warehouse Liquors on the old United States Highway 80. Now it's Texas Highway 180. They redid the highways out there in the 1990s. It's complicated. I'm not going to go into all that. So we walking around, there's all kind of stuff in there. It's a huge place. The prices are okay, not great. But they had Hunter Rye. I told my friend David, I said, they got Hunter Rye. He didn't care. He doesn't like Canadian whiskey. $11.99. I said, I'm buying it. No doubt. It's going to be bought. So I bought it, of course. Now, Total Wine's got it for $9.99. Only one little problem. It's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, I think I'll just save the $2 and not drive to Ann Arbor. And I wasn't going to drive anywhere to get it. I just happened to see it where we were on a trip. Hunter Rye 90 proof has been crafted to deliver the perfect balance of rye, spice, and smooth finish. It goes best with the great outdoors. Well, I'm inside right now. It's pretty humid outside. It's not too hot. The light of the stars, or just sitting around a warm fire swapping stories with friends. Or inside if you're doing a taste challenge. I added that. Okay, that's it. Hunter Rye 90. That's the official name. Imported Hunter Rye 90. There is Ancient Age. There's Ancient Age 90. I've got one. Yeah, found it. Okay. So this is pretty rare. I don't think you're likely to find this. You can probably find Jim Beam Rye pretty much anywhere. Although, honestly, I could not find it in New Orleans. Nobody had it. I said, what an aggravation. So, but they did say they had it in Baton Rouge. Total Wine said, we got it in Baton Rouge. So when I was coming back through Baton Rouge, I stopped right off the interstate, Total Wine. There it was on the shelf. Bought the bottle, just like they said, $17.49. So $17.49, $11.99. Is it going to be $5.50 better? Maybe. Looks good. Yeah, it is. All right, so drop the cap. All right, so I mean, these are both relatively cheap. I mean, they are cheap. Are they the cheapest rye whiskeys you can get? I guess I would have to do they're probably close to it. So put that over there. I guess I'll be nursing this one, trying to save it, because I can't get it. I'm not going to buy any of those overpriced 100 milliliter bottles. No, that'll work. All right. So when did it hit the market? That was the point I was trying to drive home earlier. I don't know. I'm thinking probably not that long ago, maybe 10, 15 years. We know, now this we do know. Certain things we know. We know Canadian Hunter hit the market in 1984, and it was introduced by the Seagram's company, which at the time, until the year 2000, was the world's largest liquor company, but they made some mistakes, like borrowing so much money they couldn't pay the debt, big mistake. Okay, they went out of business. We do know that Sazerac bought Canadian Hunter from Seagram's in 1989, and it's still around, and most stores sell it, and it must be pretty popular because everybody's got it in the regular bottles and the big jug bottles. Is it a great product? Why do you think it's a great product? It's $8.99 a bottle. Well, okay, $9.99 with the current inflation, $10.99. It's cheap. And then all of a sudden, this Hunter Rye starts showing up. No details, no website listing, no nothing. In the United Kingdom, rye whiskeys aren't allowed. It's only gin. Bad mistake. They don't allow rye whiskey? You would prefer the more expensive one? Well, in this case, the more expensive one is not expensive. We're talking about $5.50 difference. Now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever seen a British produced video review of a rye whiskey. I don't think I have. That doesn't mean anything. I just don't think I've seen that. Maybe you're right. Okay, well, they're both amber. This is going to count for an upcoming date when they got stuff going on. I mean, I could do it that day, but I'm thinking, I'll just preempt it. There may be one other day. There is going to be one other day this month. But I do that, no big deal. No big deal. So we got an international challenge today. Canada versus USA. One thing we know for sure, one thing we can be certain of, is that Canadian Hunter Rye, or as it's called, Hunter Rye 90, has not been on the market longer than 38 years. That is for sure. Now, could you say, well, when they came out with Canadian Hunter in 1984, could they have come out with a rye? I mean, they could have. Could have been 90 proof? Yes. Maybe they just didn't advertise it. That's true. So, I mean, they did a heavy advertising of Canadian Hunter. You can see the old ads. So, it's banned. It's crazy. I don't know why they would do that. Okay, so here's what they're saying on Crown Royal. Okay, on Total Wine, they're saying Canada, light amber color. That's true. Aromas and flavors of maple sugar, praline, we say here. Maple sugar, praline, vanilla, and spice with a dry yet fruity medium to full body and warming mineral rye husk and pepper-driven finish. A solid choice for cocktails. I know this came from Sazerac because they always have these descriptors that are way over the top. It's like no matter what product they make, no matter how cheap it is, it could be the cheapest product they make, like Crystal Palace gin. There ain't no such thing as a gin cheaper than Crystal Palace, all right? But if you read about it, it's like, oh, this thing, Crystal Palace gin, which has enchanted the world for decades, has a bouquet of, and you're like, what? Smashing Trogs Propeterol. Craft Beer-tastic. Oh, you're talking about Trogs Perpetual IPA? We can't get Trogs down here. Somebody sent me their IPA, which was great. And then somebody sent me their Troganator, which was great. So they do wonderful work. But I mean, a lot of those Northeastern beers we just can't get. We used to get some, but we don't get them too much because competition. We get a lot of these lousy Louisiana. I'm not saying all Louisiana craft beers are lousy, but a lot of them are lousy, All right. Hershey, right. I think they used to be in a different location or something, but anyway. All right. Let's go on with this. I'm getting thirsty. Let me get something to drink. Does anybody want to? I'm gonna get some water. Does anybody want to see a great ale that was given to me? I'll show it to you. Okay, wait. So my friend David was telling me this lady he talks to. We won't go into details, but she went to the salvage store, which is kind of a legendary store, and she said, "I got these. They were like $4.99 a 4-pack, which in English money, British money, is like £4 a 4-pack. These are pint cans, 16 ounces. What is that in English? 400, and in the metric system, 473, something like that. 473 milliliters. 4 packs, $4.99. I think that's what it was. $1.25 a can, which in English, like I say, British money, a pound a can. Whatever little nicknames y'all give stuff. But we just say $1. Y'all use nicknames for everything. Stone, quid, words that have no meaning here, that no one knows what that means. Okay. Oh, Bell's Hop Slam. Oh, yes. 10%. If I don't live close to that store, right? So but if I lived over there, I would have $1.25 a can. I might have bought $50 worth. My friend David said they had so much you couldn't buy it all, but he said I bought 24. I think he bought 24 cans, a case, pints, something like that. He gave these to me as a gift. What a gift. And they're great. And they're out of, that's hardcore. You're right. That's hardcore. And they're out of date. I mean, they were produced in January, but look, I just did a solo review and they're awesome. They did not lose any. Maybe they did, but I was scoring it a high score. When you watch the video, you're going to see, I was like, oh man, when we did a duo review, I didn't like it as much, but duo reviews are weird. Like you get, there's like confusion or something when you do duo reviews. Yeah, $30 for a case of Hop Slam pints. Who wouldn't buy that? Who in the world wouldn't buy that? All right, so I guess a lot of people wouldn't because they don't like it. They want to buy their Bud Light. All right, but or Budweiser. But I did a solo review today, and I was like really serious about it. I'm like taking my time and thinking about it, drinking about it, thinking about it, drinking about it. Oh man, I was like, golly, it's like unreal. And I got 3 cans left. 3 cans. It was unreal. Let's go with this now. Well, it smells like light rye whiskey. And when I mean light like this, it's a low profile aroma and it's just like muted. And that's making me think it's a Hunter Rye. I don't know what the mash bill on Hunter Rye is. I don't know how long it's aged. We know it's at least 3 years because in Canada, the law is every whiskey has to be aged at least 3 years. Okay. We know that the Jim Beam Rye is at least 4 years because in the United States, if there's no age statement, it has to be at least 4 years old. In Canada, it's 3 years old. Okay. Ooh, a lot of wood, oak. Just got toothpicks in my nose. Well, I'd like to sit here and talk about how different they smell, but they don't really. Sorry. They smell like minty rye grain, rye bread type situation. So they're both nice. Now, on aroma and appearance, I guess I would get the Hunter Rye because it's $5.50 cheaper. But then on the other hand, I can't get it, so I wouldn't buy it. But then on the other hand, I got a third hand. On the third hand, I can't even get the Jim Beam Rye around here. I got to go way into Baton Rouge, 49 miles away, or New Orleans, 30-something. I don't guess it's too popular. Now, I went to Walmart yesterday. They had Jack Daniel's Rye. Tastes very similar to Jim Beam Rye. Is there a big demand for it? I don't really know. They got it on the shelf. Somebody's buying it. I think there's a much bigger demand for Sazerac Rye around here. since this originated in New Orleans, because Walmart had the regular bottles and the big jug bottles and a lot of it. They had a lot of old overhauled rye. Same price as 2 years ago, $15.99. I was impressed. I said, y'all holding down the price, Walmart. Let's go with the taste. Rye is expensive. Well, it's more expensive than corn, yes. I can get some corn-based liquors for, $8. I didn't say they were good. I said I could get them. King of the Dots, Gary says, I'm tempted to hunt for a rye. It's your fault. Well, yes. Okay, taste. They're so standardized. That's the problem with these rye. They're so standard. What I mean is, like, there's just like a universal flavor. Rye bread, mintiness, a little pepperiness, rye bread crust. It's like all you need now is some Creole mustard, the brown mustard, and some sauerkraut, and some corned beef, and some potato chips, and kosher pickles, and you got it. You're ready to roll. They're amazingly similar. I've had Jim Beam Rye, nothing memorable. Maybe I drank too much, says King of the Dots, Gary. I really wouldn't know. Sauerkraut is key. I ate some sauerkraut today. I got a little bit left. True story. Fun fact. Walmart's Great Value sauerkraut, which used to be 78 cents a can until the JB inflation. Now it's like 90 cents a can. It's way better than Vlasic or the other premier brands. Those are so bland. They got no flavor. The Walmart Great Value has flavor, spice, character. Who makes it for them? I don't know. Probably some big company. It ain't Vlasic, because why would Vlasic say, oh, the good sauerkraut, give it to Walmart. The bland stuff, we'll sell it. They're not going to do that. So I know the Great Value coffee tastes suspiciously identical to Folgers medium roast, but that can't be true, right? Can it be true? Great Value has stepped up their game. That seems to be the case because I drink Great Value medium roast coffee every morning, and it's fine to me. I mean, some people would never try it. They would never drink it. They would say, oh, well, I don't drink that. And I would say, you ever had it? Well, no, I have standards. I'm a real man who enjoys the good life. I would never drink that. And I would say, well, you never had it. How do you know it's bad? Because it's Great Value. You can go to hell, and all of that. But $8.99, no, $8.98, $8.89. This big old tub, 48 ounces, big tub. It's like $8.99. It was $8.48, but then, and then it went up to $9 something, then the price dropped back. Smells good. But if you say it's bad, then I guess I'll have to go along with you. People say, I drink Maxwell House. I drink Folgers. It's way better. I'm like, yeah, really? You think it's way better? And if they're in California, they drink U-Ban. I drink U-Ban. Explain the sauerkraut connection. I'm intrigued. I don't know the connection. I can't explain. All right. Walmart pressures their vendors to the point where they barely make margins. I've heard about that. They dictate the price to the vendor. I was a dairy manager. Your store brand and national brand comes from the same farm. You just pay 15% more for a cartoon cow on your jug. Ha, 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 ha. I knew a guy that was a dairy farmer, and he retired. He says that all the milk goes to the same, it's in the same truck. And you know, you're paying the same, you're paying more for the same thing. I don't know. Maybe he's crazy. All right. Have I tasted a difference in the different milk brands? No. It all tastes like industrial milk to me. All right. What I described earlier. You say, well, one is Canadian rye and one is Kentucky rye. You're a fool, you moron, you fool, you idiot, you imbecile, you dum-dum, you silly Billy. How could a Canadian rye taste the same as a Kentucky rye? You funny bunny. Well, I don't know how, but I'm just telling you that they do. I don't answer for Kentucky. I don't live anywhere near Kentucky, although we're connected to Kentucky by the Mississippi River, and I'm not connected to Canada, although I think there's part of the Mississippi River that goes to Canada, or one of the tributaries. That's a fact. Beyond that, I have no allegiance to either one. Oh, I know why. Because Kentucky's called a Commonwealth. If you go to Kentucky and say the state of Kentucky, they get irate. We're not a state, we're a Commonwealth. I say, oh, excuse me. And Canada is part of the Commonwealth of Nations. Oh, it makes sense now. Okay. But honestly, and I'm always honest, even when I'm lying, like Tony Montana. No, but as a comic, in all seriousness, I think the differences are very minimal. Old Overhaul Rye, Red Cap or Black, Jim Beam Rye, Jack Daniels Rye, Hunter Rye, even Sazerac Rye. They're just kind of like in a big old basket of rye. They're not really that different from one another. They don't really taste that different. They don't really smell that different. They don't really cost that different. So I guess it doesn't really matter which one you buy. I know this much. Well, I think I know. I think when I bring in the Crown Royal Canadian Northern Harvest Rye, it's going to win. It's going to be so much better because I just remember it being so profoundly good. But that's supposition more than reality, probably. Okay, last comments, and we're going to try to call it. But it ain't, I'm not feeling too confident. The government dictates the dairy profits in the United States. That's right, because of price supports, which I do not support. Ron, how do we know that beer is like milk? You pay more for a red label. That's right. That's actually right. He's joking, but he's really right. They pay farmers not to farm to increase prices. That's also true. The U.S. government pays dairy farmers not to produce milk, to keep the price artificially high. And that's supposed to be something good for us. Okay, King of the Dots says, darn tootin', that red label makes it taste better, guaranteed. Yeah, sure. Cotton Eye Joe says, cheers, Ron, clinking the mugs. Crab Bear Texas says, I like that shirt, Ron. Oh, thank you. It was given to me by Southern Eagle Distributing at a baseball game because I guessed the song. I don't remember what the song was, but I guessed it and I got a shirt. I don't know. It was something like, well, I know it wasn't something. I know it wasn't You Make Love and Fun, but it was something. King of the Dots says burp. Okay, well, he's going downhill. Now, here we are, a moment of truth. Man, these are so close. It's incredible. I never thought, Hunter Rye. Nobody talks about that product. But then who talks about Jim Beam Rye? Okay, so I think this is the Hunter Rye because it had a little bit more like I don't want to say like a caramel flavor, but it was kind of like caramel, but it wasn't really. But it was nothing like the elaborate description on the website that is so stereotypical Sazerac. I like reading their descriptions because they're so off the chain, you know. It could be the lowest level vagrant gin, and they're going to just tout it like it's the most erudite imperial garden product. It's just the essence of Crown Rust vodka exemplifies what? Sleeping on a park bench? You know, so I mean, it's comical. It's funny. It's funny. It's like Karen said in Goodfellas. It's funny. It's funny. All right. That's the Jim Beam Rye. Well, I got it wrong again. Well, oh man, you thought it's bad? It's getting worse. I can't even tell a Canadian rye from an American rye. Well, golly gee. Oh boy. Girl. Self-identifier. What's your pronoun? Okay. Shoot. Heck. We'll close it out with Northern Harvest Rye from Crown Royal. You would hope I'd be able to tell that apart. That thing cost me $30. Yeah, it was $30 a bottle. $30. You telling me I can't tell a $30 bottle from a $17.49 bottle? I wouldn't be shocked though, really, because I think a liquor, you're paying for a lot of hype many times. Okay, last comments, and we out of here. Okay, the Hunter S. Thompson Rye bottle looks awfully similar to the amazing Jethro T. Boots. Yeah, it does, since it's the same bottle. From CVS Pharmacy. And I think the last time I was at CVS, they had it for $8.99. Not $8.99 plus tax. $8.99 after tax, which is, they're giving it away because probably nobody buys it. Which is sad because it's actually pretty good. It's aged 3 years. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Probably very similar to Ancient Age, maybe identical. I didn't say that. I said maybe. I said maybe. I'm tempted to buy some, because it's like, it's there. It's Jethro T. Boots. It's $8.99 after tax. Why are you not buying it? And I'm thinking about it. I didn't say I was going to do it. I said I'm thinking about it. Right. They have a marketing department that has no clue. Yes. Both Earnhardt's hats, picks, they are worth almost 2 cents. I'm in the money. Gary's going off out into the forest to be with his people. He feels comfortable with his people. Okay, Craft Beer Tastic says not a problem. All right, so am I going to get Jethro T. Boots a second go round? I don't know, man. I did that. Me and William Kepley did a review of it, an examination. I mean, nobody cares about Jethro T. Boots. Is it a great value for $8.99 after tax for straight bourbon whiskey? Yeah. It's made by Buffalo Trace for CVS Pharmacy. Just because no one cares about it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means no one cares about it. It gets absolutely no marketing attention. It will not get any marketing attention. I have no great desire to buy more bourbon since I have a lot. I know what the Buffalo Trace bourbons taste like. They sort of have a house style, house flavor. Still, for that price, you kind of hate to pass it up. We'll see. I could do a lot of taste challenges with it since my bourbon backstock is huge now. I'll try to make a decision this week. Bud stuff. You referenced Hunter S. Thompson. That was hilarious. Yes, well, that's part of my rum diary. I own Camel stuff also. These are a few of my favorite things. Gotcha, Roger. Gotcha, Hammerstein. All right. Well, like David Lee Roth said, no, anyway, so that's it. And we'll be back in the New York groove for another one in 24 hours or more, or less, almost assuredly less. Thank you.